So today I came to work in a kind of different location that's quite pretty near Montreal. It's pretty cool, but we need to address the topic today. I want to get specific and really in details on how to become a better trader. That's a question I got a lot of times. How can I be better at trading? What can I do like right now to become better? Let's start with the story. A couple of months ago, I arrived in Bali pretty much at night, at about 1 or 2 a.m. The first thing I wanted to do when I arrived at the airport was to get a taxi to get to my hotel. The driver I started to talk to in Uber tried to ask for a lot more money than the price said on the app. He asked me to pay about $75, which is quite expensive for Bali. Then I moved to try to find a regular taxi with all the drivers around the airport, but all of them had like crazy prices, something like $400 for a ride, which was insane, even more than Uber. So I had to go around and one of the taxi drivers I found, which was not a real taxi driver, just like a regular person, told me a price that was kind of reasonable but still very expensive. So I tried to negotiate as much as I could to reduce the price a lot more. In the end I paid about $30 for the ride, which was still pretty expensive for Bali, and given that the ride was about 7 minutes long. Needless to say that the next time I got to a new city, the first thing I did was to arrange everything so that I wouldn't have to find a taxi, that I would have an honest price in advance. Something I've learned from that story. Now the same thing applies for you as a trader. You cannot, from day one, be successful and be the best trader you can be. It's impossible. So you have to go step by step. First understand what is going wrong, and then try to find a way to fix it. So the first thing to do is to pick a notebook. We all know that successful trading has different parts, right? The 3 parts in it. Let me something similar to execution, the first part, planning or trading strategy, the second part, and the third thing is going to be money management. If you fail into one of these things, you fail at trading. It's pretty simple. You cannot be perfect at all of them at once, so you have to rank yourself on those different parts. Out of 10, how good are you on those 3 parts individually? Planning might be 5 on 10, execution might be 7 on 10, whatever, but rank yourself on each of them. And then you pick one part that you want to work on. Which part you think is the most important to work on right now? If you try to work on all of them, you'll fail. So you pick the one that you want to work on first. And below, you ask yourself the question, what is one thing I can do such that my execution or my trading strategy or my trading planning is going to be better? This can come from different parts, whether it's going to be an interview you listened to recently, a trader who told you about this one thing, one of my videos about this topic. You just write one thing you can do, and then your only priority starting from today is to improve on that thing. For me, the biggest thing I need to work on right now is the planning. The one thing I can do to improve that planning is to backtest all my pairs and to see which setup are the best. This is planning. This is the exact thing I'm doing right now. Well, not right now because I'm walking, but these days. And that's why all the previous videos were all backtesting stuff. Kind of boring, but that's exactly what I'm working on. Once you have done this one thing that you've written down, the next step is going to be to work either on another thing. If you think the one part of trading you were working on has improved, then you can pick another part. But to make this just a little bit easier, let me give you guys a couple of ideas, because I want to make sure you guys have something to work on. It's kind of a normal progression in trading, or of things that you have to do first. You cannot just work on execution or whatever you want to work on, because you need to have the first things first. And the first category is the planning. If you don't have a strategy, if you don't have a plan, if you didn't test your plan, this is your first thing to work on. Then the second part comes with the execution. How do you bring this to the market? Do you make mistakes whenever you trade? Do you have a good psychology? Are you able to stay in trades? Are you able to take the trade you're supposed to take? Or do you just fall short every time you want to trade? That's the second step. The third step is with the money management. If you are able to trade, you track all your trades, and you don't see success, or you see your account decrease over time, then maybe it's a problem with the money management. Could you do something to get more out of your trades, or to not lose that many trades in a row, to have a lower drawdown, to then help your execution be better? Because whenever your drawdown is smaller, the execution is going to be better. And that pretty much sums up how to work on each of them. If you don't feel confident with the planning you have, there's something wrong, and you have to go back to see what you can do to fix it. If you don't execute right, meaning if you have your plan but do not execute the proper plan, or still make mistake whenever you trade, this is what you have to work on. Put some processes, put some reminders, put something to help you stay more consistent. And then the last part, the money management. What can you do, or what can you learn from what is going to be different podcasts, different interviews that I have? There's a bunch. I'll put some links below. Try to ensure that you're going to remain profitable over the long run. The goal is to analyze first, try to understand where you're at right now, what you can work on, and then you go step by step. Pick like one category, one thing that you work on first, reevaluate how did this perform, how you improve with that one thing, and then you work on the next one. Trading is never going to be about all at once. It's never going to be about mastering everything today or even tomorrow morning. That doesn't happen. You cannot just go to sleep and become a profitable trader tomorrow. You need to adapt some things, but first you need to be able to understand where you're falling short. So that's the video for today. I hope you guys liked it. Been doing some more backtesting today, and the CAD bad result again, about 36% win rate. That gives 1 hour per 6 year of reward. However, with the risk of ruin, that's really bad. You can risk only 0.1% per trade, which gives about 0.1% per 6 year period. So I'll do some more testing tomorrow on other different pairs, and I'm looking forward to share all those results with you guys, some things that I've learned, some things that I'm looking forward to. Tomorrow's going to be the monthly review video, so if you guys want to check it out, it's going to be tomorrow. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. There's one every single day. Give it a like or comment below if you have any thought to share, anything you want me to cover in the next videos, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.